Good morning, everybody. This is the Cigar Show, episode 16.
Woo, 16, guys.
16, right, Tony?
What you gotta ask me that? Jeez,
Because I know she doesn't know it. I know she doesn't know it because she didn't
don't
know
act
what
like
month
I know
was.
it. Jeez.
Anyway,
Well,
we're
yeah.
here at the Calypso Cigar Shop and Lounge in Richardson, Texas. And I am Randy Rankin, joined by the always lovely Faith Cox.
Hi, guys.
And
Don't do it.
the super cool Big Tony G. How's that go? Oh, you like that one better?
Hey, all right, buddy.
Okay.
It's getting better.
It's getting better, all right. And behind the camera is the great Jerry Morris. Thank you, Jerry, as always. And we've got a fun show today. I hope. I hope. If Faith could quit dropping lighters, we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, I dropped the lighter like twice this morning, going on 3.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed last week's episode with our dear friend Todd Vance. That was very nice of him to come join us, and we had a lot of fun talking with Todd.
Really enjoyed having Todd on the show.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Cool. He was our most popular guest on that other show I used to host, which we're still out there, Calypso Cigar Review, and we got 9 new likes on our Facebook page, and we haven't done a show in 3 years. This week we got 9 new likes, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, it's but being warned, it's a lot bluer, a lot dirtier. So, but it's funny.
But more funny.
It's more funny. Definitely more funny. Anyway, so tomorrow night is March 22nd, and from 4:30 to 7, we're going to have Gordon Will of Rocky Patel here. We'll have a Rocky Patel event going on tomorrow, and looking forward to that. It's the first Rocky event at this store in over 3 years, so that'll be cool. Faith's going to be here, going to be helping out. I'm going to be here. Tony's going to be helping as well. It's going to be a team effort, guys. Jerry will be here smoking cigars, I'm sure.
Do I get paid for this?
Yeah, you get the exact same amount as you get for the show.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Why break precedent?
We'll add 10%. 10% on top of nothing. There you go. How's that work?
Me and Antonio Brown breaking in the big bucks, buddy.
Hey, we're like on the cast of Friends where they all had to make the same amount.
Yeah.
All 3 of us make the same amount.
That's
for
right.
the show.
That's right. There's no superstars here, man.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
Well, Faith, you know.
Well, Faith.
Because of the was it Pork Chop County? Was
No,
it?
Pork Chop County.
Pork Chop County. There you go.
Polk County, but I like Pork Chop County. I'm gonna go with that one.
I like pork chops. I haven't had them in a long time. Anyway.
No, now I'm hungry.
I don't know. Thanks, Tony.
Let's go to Cracker Barrel after this.
Let's go. Don't tempt me.
All right,
Don't
so-
tempt me. Anyway, so what were you going to say about our views and stuff? Because we're still going well.
Yeah, we're still
Slowed
going
down a
well.
tad,
And,
but-
I posted them on Facebook. That's where we get a lot of our views. So thank you to our Facebook viewers. Like and subscribe. We do come out just about every Thursday, and I do let y'all know if we don't ahead of time. But and leave a comment, because I do go and comment back, and I will talk with y'all about anything y'all are questioning and talking about, and we will definitely give shout outs on the show.
And if you want me to comment, it's $5, and I'm happy to do it. You can PayPal it to me, or I'm joking. I'm cheaper than Tony. Tony charges 10.
Oh,
Jeez.
Right? Is it 10?
I hope I got it banked in somewhere. 'Cause, yeah, jeez.
Anyway, so we have an interesting topic today that Tony brought up. But before we get to the topic, Faith has a funny singing story she wants to share, and I've got one as well, and hopefully Tony will sing for us.
I debated on sharing this with you guys, but I thought y'all might think it's funny. I still don't. I'm still very embarrassed. Okay, it's a little funny, I have to say. And so me and my boyfriend Ramsey went to Walmart, and went to Central Market, and we're going home, and it's beautiful sunshine, the windows are down, and the lady, to give where we got this story, the lady at the store said, "You sound like you have an accent." And I said, "Nope, born and raised in East Texas, country as ever," although I will claim that I'm not country at all, but I am.
All we have to do is hear you talk.
Yes, I know. You can't hide it. You really can't. So, in the car, me and Ramsey start annoying each other with overly dumb country East Texas slang and accents. And then I thought I'd be funny because we both sorry, we both hate country music. I hate country music. And so I decided to be funny and play the most cringy, most country, embarrassing, just stupid country song. Big Green Tractor. Everybody knows that one.
Yes, that is a bad song. I'm fist bumping you. You're right. That's a horrible song.
Yeah, bad song. But I think I'm funny. The windows are down. I'm howling. I sing like a dying cat. A dying, just screeching animal. Like, I don't sound good.
Boy, man. I know, right?
Wow, I'm so
God,
sorry.
man.
What a horrible
said that.
analogy.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
And I lost my cat this week. You know, we lost our cat this week. You know, poor little Addy cat. You know, met with his demise down the road from our house. So, anyway, Faith, continue with your story. Faith, go right ahead. But you know,
I'm really sorry, Tony.
You forgot.
I know. Anyway, I sound.
That was my fault. I'm the one that called attention.
Yeah, so
Tony,
thank
sorry.
you, Tony. So, I'm just howling away, singing horribly at this big green tractor, and Ramsey thinks it's funny to not tell me that the truck right next to us, with like 4 people in it, have their windows down, listening to me howling at the top of my lungs in the worst possible voice ever. And I look drunk. Like, I'm being like over the top with it. And I swear they probably thought I was drunk off my ass. But I look over and there's all 4 of them looking at me, laughing their ass off at me, singing Big Dream Tractor.
Nice. Did they applaud or anything?
No, they just
Flip you off?
they just started laughing at me, you know.
just basically just wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's really into it, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
You know,
so
they're
bad.
going to be thinking of you as a country girl
I
now.
know,
'cause of
I
the-
know. I've ruined my reputation
Yeah.
with those 4 people.
You have.
Did they say, "Oh my gosh, was that Miss Polk County?" Just you know, did they recognize you? Did they?
I don't know. I think one of them might have.
Yeah.
Look at there. There's Miss Polk County there.
Because your YouTube thing's gone up by like 20-something views now.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
20. Wow.
Oh, hey.
Thanks,
So
guys.
there we go. Becoming quite the star.
Well, you heard it here
It's an
first,
honor that we
folks.
get to work with her.
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
know,
mean,
right?
It's so incredible. I have a funny singing story as well. Pretty embarrassing.
Hopefully it's better than mine.
It's more embarrassing actually.
Nothing more embarrassing than being caught singing horribly.
Well, wait until you hear the story.
Okay.
So, I'm at a party with my ex-wife at the time, and it's a big. This guy had this big, beautiful house with pool and live band. It's just a gorgeous party, gorgeous house. Everything was cool, and open bar and everything. Which me and the words "open bar" get along really well back then in those days. And they had a band, and the band played good, but I didn't think the singer was all that great. And at the time, I could sing really well, and at the time, I'd had a few drinks, so not apparently, I remember doing it, going around telling everybody, like, that band's good, but that singer sucks. And I kept telling everybody this. Well, the singer caught wind of it and says, apparently there's somebody out in the audience who thinks he can sing better than me, let's get him up here. So I get called up there. Now I'm cocky. I can out-sing this guy. This is no big deal. I'm like, okay. So I get up there and he goes, "What do you want to sing?" And I went, "Huh? Oh shit, I don't know." I couldn't think of a song. So I go, "Sweet Home Alabama." I don't even know why. That was the first song that popped into my head. So okay, so they play it. Nailed the first verse. Sounded good. Getting cocky. Forgot the words. Could not remember any more of the song. I had people screaming the lyrics to me so I could remember, and I'm like, could not remember, couldn't figure it out or anything. So I had to, when it was over, turn around to the band and say, "I'm sorry." Walked off. But that's that whole thing. Anytime I act cocky, karma kicks me in the nuts.
Aw.
It does. She's witnessed it. Jerry's
Every
witnessed
time.
it. Yeah. Tony's
Every
probably
time.
witnessed
It's amazing.
it. Yeah. So that's
I mean,
why
it's not amazing for you, but it's amazing to watch.
it is amazing to watch. It's crazy. Tony, you have anything embarrassing singing wise?
Yeah, I do, man. Usually, I do okay at karaoke if I can sing the right the right song, and it's
Yeah.
got to be like an old bar room song, like like Joe Cocker or something like that. You know, a scraggly voice. You know, some John Cougar Mellencamp or something like that. So anyway, well, I'm really intoxicated one night over in the Lakewood area. And I don't know why, man, but I just chose a dark Limp Bizkit song that nobody was really on board with. And it was the night before the Cotton Bowl. And I said, and I think it was the night Auburn played, or the year Auburn played. We got any Auburn fans in the crowd? I said, and they're like, ah. And I was like, hey, you're going to frickin' lose tomorrow. And I just really disenchanted the whole crowd. And man, just went into this dark song, and I mean, basically halfway through this song, I'm just like, I do not have the support of this crowd, and
No,
they were
you lost it right after that.
totally, and so really that was one of the worst singing,
Wow.
just like pissed off the crowd,
Uh-huh.
horrible song, drunk, didn't know what I was doing, just really bad. Just ultimately, just like, why did I even
That
get
had
up there?
failure
Like,
written all over it.
And I mean, handed the guy the mic and told my friend, I did not even sit down. I went straight to the door, bro. I looked at my buddy and I said, man, we are out of here, bro. Like, I didn't even want to like face, so that was, and that's part of the reason why Big Tony doesn't drink anymore. So,
That's a good reason.
and that's why we have a coffee story to tell.
That's right.
That's why we don't pair, whiskey and scotch.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So see, Faith, you're not the only one who has embarrassed themselves.
Yes.
Singing.
Yes, so very much, yes. Not only did I have, I would have rather had people laughing at me
Yeah.
than people wanting to probably take me apart in the parking
Yeah.
lot. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
football fans the night before the Cotton Bowl, you do not want to upset them.
Right, exactly. All right, well, so Tony just alluded to it. So, we've talked about pairings before on the show, pairings with cigars. And one thing that people really do like to pair with cigars is coffee.
You see
So,
me every Thursday with my coffee and cigar.
And I've got coffee, Tony's got coffee,
Everybody.
we're good.
That's
So, Tony wanted to us to talk about just favorite styles of coffee and what we like and what is your coffee ritual and that sort of thing. So you've alluded to the fact before that your guilty pleasure is the caramel
Really
macchiato.
good. Caramel macchiato, yes.
Yeah.
I never get, well, I do sometimes get something else at Starbucks, but my go-to is always going to be caramel macchiato.
But
So, anyway, Tony, you want to kick it off and talk a little bit about this
Yeah,
coffee?
one of the things, when we all, and what I want to kind of have just a segment on, a quick segment, we don't really have to spend a lot of time on it, but when I have extra time, my favorite type of coffee is making my own espresso with a Bialetti and some Cafe Bustelo and making my own paste with some brown sugar. But the process is getting like an old restaurant style creamer, putting a bit of sugar in it and a couple of droplets of coffee, and you stir it up with a spoon and you make the paste, and you basically make your own froth. And this is done like Noel Rojas taught me how to do this. And this isn't my recipe. It's not anything that I taught myself or anything. Noel Rojas taught me how to make it. And the reason it's done like this is because this is like stripped down style. And this is done this way because the guys out that work in basically the fields can basically do this with a percolator and a fire, a flame, out when they're out in the field without electricity or anything. They make them a little fire going there and they do it old school style. And it's really neat, man. It's, it's like what, all the fancy coffee houses and everything do. And you kind of make your own froth and everything in the little espresso cups. Really neat. But when I have time and has a lot of sugar, I will say that, so I don't drink it all the time. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine. But that's kind of like my go-to, whenever I want to enjoy a Sunday morning. Like I said, a guilty pleasure, it's like what I like, but the Bialetti with Cafe Bustelo, that's my little favorite. And and I have the big fancy
Right.
espresso maker from I can't even remember the name of it, but it's the big one with the, and I prefer doing the one that I make by hand, myself, but it's just the way it depends on, whatever I'm in the mood for. And I do the French press and I do all that other stuff, too. But I'm a coffee head, so But that's my favorite. That's one of the ones that I'll talk about over time.
Yeah.
So.
Unfortunately, I don't have an espresso machine or French press or any of those things. So when I get nice coffee, I get stuff at like restaurants or Starbucks. Sorry to go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
I know they're overpriced. I think they're overpriced.
Yeah.
But their coffee is really good. And if anything, I will buy their coffee beans and just make it last a long time. That actually is worth the money. But my guilty pleasure is going to be the espresso with sweet cream. I love espresso. Any kind of coffee with espresso in it. So
a French press would be like your best way to start because it's the easiest. It's because you get your beans ground up French press style, but it's the maintenance for it's the one you don't need, like you just boil water. It's basically it. And I'll bring one up next week and I'll teach you how to do it.
Awesome.
And
that would be awesome.
Yeah, and we can do some coffee experimenting. So what do you got for us there, big guy?
Oh, I get to talk now?
Boy,
Okay,
so jealous. So jealous.
Jealous.
No, it's
He's
just
being
that's the way I
funny.
like to do. I like to be self-deprecating
It works.
because everyone else deprecates on me, which is better than defecating on me. But,
Man, it never ends. It never ends with this guy. The nicest guy you'd ever meet, and he's just so
I like to
Deprecate
anything.
on yourself.
Yeah, deprecate
Yeah.
with the P. No, I'm willing to do anything for a joke. I don't care. So even if I'm the butt of the joke, I don't mind doing it. Well, okay, my family, when I grew up, my family was the least gourmet people on the planet. They didn't do anything. Everything was basic. I mean, I do remember the old percolator where you plugged it in the wall.
Yeah,
the pot
exactly.
thing,
Yes,
you just saw the bubbles popping through
Yeah.
the lid of the thing. And just being fascinated by that. Remember, it had that long stem with the basket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very weird. But being raised Baptist in the South here, I wasn't even allowed to drink coffee until I was like 12 or 13, and even then it was like half coffee, half milk. And
Yeah, I did that. I did
18,000
that too.
sugars in it.
When you grow up in the South.
All right, so that was my exposure to coffee. So I didn't know anything about beans or anything. I thought coffee just came ground. I just thought that was what coffee was. I didn't know any better. And as I grew older, I liked it better, but still not enough to learn anything about it. And one day, Matt, the former owner of the store, who passed away, he and I were talking coffee, and because I would just buy Folgers or Maxwell House or whatever, I didn't care. Whatever was on sale, I would buy it and make it at the store. And I'd always ask Matt if he wanted a cup, and he always turned me down. So one day I said, "Why do you always turn me down when I make coffee? I know you drink coffee." And he said, "Because you just buy store-bought coffee." And I said, "Well, where else am I supposed to get it?" I didn't know. And he said, he goes, "You buy ground coffee?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "No, you should buy beans." And I'm like, "Yeah, but how do you get it ground?" He goes, "When you get a grinder." I'm like, "Well, so now I have to have a grinder and coffee?" I mean, I just want to throw it in a basket, pour some water in there, and be done with it. So he goes, "No, it tastes better." Well, I didn't buy it. So one night I was house sitting for them when they were going to go out of town, so I stayed the night before. And I'm there, and Matt showed me how to grind beans and everything, and I took a sip of the coffee, and I was like, "Oh, there's a difference."
Yeah.
So so I got better after that. And my favorite thing to do when I do have access to a grinder is I like to go to La Madeleine and get their American coffee beans and make coffee that way. 'Cause I like that coffee a lot. That or Seattle's best. I like the bugs. But that's my thing with coffee.
You know, one thing I've also heard, and I picked up this tidbit yesterday. I was at a shop in Oklahoma talking coffee with the guys at CT's. They
Laramie.
Laramie, yes, Laramie.
Did you say hi to Laramie for me? I told you to.
Well, I did not.
Okay,
But,
well, hi, Laramie.
hey, Laramie. Laramie's got some good coffee up there called New Mexico coffee.
Yeah, I've had some of it.
Anyway, but he told me about this coffee. They don't roast more than 25 pounds at a time. And it's like small batch, I guess. And now, I'm not big on drinking coffee black. But that coffee I drank black, and it was good. So I was really encouraged by that. So, you know, that was something neat. So that was something, you know. And so that kind of was the reason why I wanted to talk coffee today. Because Laramie and I had a good discussion about coffee. The guys up there at ZT's were really cool on the coffee thing. And it was really neat talking to them about coffee.
Yeah.
So,
Laramie's a cool dude.
Laramie's a good guy, man.
Yes,
Shout out to Laramie, man.
Yeah.
So,
And Todd.
yeah.
Todd Tanner. Not Todd Vance.
Okay.
We've already talked enough about Todd Vance. We're good.
Yeah, you guys.
Anyway, how much time we have left here?
About 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Oh, I didn't know that we had a timer in there. Okay. So, hope you enjoyed your coffee talk. If you have some coffee stories, please post them
Coffee
on
talk.
YouTube. Coffee talk.
Coffee talk, no big food.
Sorry. Anyway.
Talk amongst yourselves.
That's an old Saturday Night Live reference, in case you were wondering.
I believe you.
But anyway, so comment, tell us some coffee stories or some embarrassing singing stories. I do have some shout outs. One of my shout outs is an interesting story. This cigar review podcast on YouTube, Santino's Sunday Cigar. Damn it, I had the name and I forgot. I think it's Santino's Sunday Cigar Review.
Yeah.
They do a review every Sunday. They were the first YouTubers to reach out to us on here, so they watch the show, they subscribe. Good people, good dudes. Anyway, they had a contest to win a couple of Mikhailov cigars, and I won it.
Nice.
But you have to go there to the store and get set up, which I understand, and I'm not complaining about that. But
Right.
So I told them, I said sorry that I'm not gonna be able to get up there and get them, and they thanked me for entering the contest and everything. So I did win it. So I told them I'd give them a shout out for that.
Thank you, Santino Sunday Cigar Review.
Thank you so much. And,
Yeah, and go check them out. If you're
Santino's.
viewing this, I think you'll really like that show as well.
Yeah,
They're
it's a
doing
good show.
great as well.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's about a 10-15 minute review, and they usually pair it with a whiskey or a rum or something, something like that.
Yeah.
But they're good guys, and they're in Missouri. So check out Santino's Cigar Sunday Cigar Review, something like that.
Santino
Sorry if I
Sunday.
got it wrong, guys. Anyway, Tony, you got a shout out?
I do. I have a couple of shout outs actually. I have a shout out to Joel Reeser up at Omerta Cigar Shop and Cigar Lounge in Oklahoma City. Man, had a good time. Got a shout out for Joel there. Got you a spot on the coffee cup, Joel. So he's a big supporter of Marrero and Amendola cigars, man, which are a couple of my brands. Just want to tell him thank you for the hospitality, man. Joel's an awesome guy. If you're up in that neck of the woods, go by there, man. It's a great place to just sit and shoot the breeze with the guys. They will talk cigars with you. They are cigar enthusiasts. It is great to go into a shop to where the guys are enthusiastic about cigar talk and cigar aficionados that really want to talk leaf with you, man. And Joel really did a great job of welcoming each customer into the shop and being very enthusiastic about brands and always knowing what's going on with his humidor. And it was very encouraging to see that yesterday. I really, really was impressed with what they've got going on there. And also want to shout out to a good friend of mine out in San Diego, Rosita Gonzalez of Puro Latina. She's out there heading up a group, cigar enthusiasts, and we're actually going to be doing, I'm going to be going out to San Diego at the end of May, doing a couple of events for Marrero, and she's going to be coming out here in July, and we're going to be doing shows together. She's going to be doing one of the Texas Cigar Road shows, and I'm going to be doing her Puro Latina, and I'm going to also be doing Barrels and Leaves with Leo out there in San Diego at the end of May. really enthused about what Puro Latina's got going on Instagram. It's a good deal, man. Go on Instagram and check it out. She's on Facebook also. Rosita Gonzalez is a good person, man, doing some good work out there in California and San Diego area. Just really want to give her a shout out and give her some pub, man. Hermana, just keep it going out there, man. You know, you're doing a good thing, and just want to give you all the hype you deserve. So we really appreciate what you got going on out there. I can't wait to meet up with you and get everything going on. So, yeah, basically,
Faith, Faith, do you have any shout-outs before we close the show?
Nope.
Nope? Nobody likes Faith, so
No,
there we
nobody
go.
likes
Anyway,
Shout out to Ramsey.
Shout out to Ramsey.
you're Ramsey.
My Ramsey.
Yeah, you're Ramsey.
Yeah.
Hey, and
Anyway,
the good people in Polk County, man. Yeah.
Yeah, Pork Chop County.
he's not letting that go today, is
No, he's not.
he? He's beating you over the head with a pork chop.
Hey, man. Hey, let me tell you something, man. I dig that, though, man. That's
That's very cool.
That's a heck of a deal. You were on top of your game, girlfriend. So I salute you for that. I'm not making fun
I
of you.
think
I
you're even
salute
more
you.
on top of your game. He's
Yes,
throwing you
sir.
in the past.
No, man.
Well,
Hey, that takes a lot of fortitude and a lot of guts and everything to get out there like those passionate women do, man. So I
Thank
salute
both of
that.
y'all.
You know,
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Tony.
You're
it's a
welcome.
heck of an accomplishment. Man.
It is. So don't forget our event tomorrow night, Rocky Patel event with Gordon Will, 4:30 to 7. Please like and comment on our posts. Say hello to the guys at Santino's. And I forgot her name, the lady that Tony told us about.
Rosita
Santino.
Gonzalez.
Rosita Gonzalez, that's it. And for Jerry Morris, super cool Tony Gomez, I'm Randy Rankin. That's the lovely Faith Cox. We will see you next week.
Bye, guys.